Board of Education of Winston High School, I've got a proposal to make to add the soccer for girls or boys athletic teams for this upcoming fall and spring seasons. What I'm looking at pricing. I've found all kinds of pricing for adding uniforms, adding goalie uniforms, adding goalposts, anything that is involved to just start the program up. And some of those numbers I've come up with, I will show you in just a second. There are some other things I've found in my research, and with some of those I've looked up field diagrams as to how big that might need to be. With that being involved, we have the plot of land available, and that kind of depends on how far and how big the field needs to be. There's different dimensions, and I'll show that to you later in this presentation. But I want you to keep that in mind later on, because it could come to a significant amount. I don't know what the exact amount is going to be to maintain a field, or to build a field, to excavate, to make it flat and coherent for safety. Also, there's going to be some other cost involved along with this addition of soccer that we're looking to add. We've got multiple students that are wanting to play for the boys and girls in either or when I show you the numbers later on in this presentation. But for the home time uniforms, they have got to be all white in that regard, and then our offsetting color, which is red, would be our away uniforms, and I've included that into a spreadsheet that I'll show you in this presentation later on. Also, there are some restrictions and regulations on shin guards that I will show you as well, and talk about that in a little bit in this presentation. So I'm going to proceed on to and talk about some of the price costing and the equipment that we need to get this program started. So please bear with me, and we'll get started as soon as possible. Okay, so what I'm going to talk a little bit now is about the addition of the soccer program and some startup costs involved with the program. As I mentioned before, we're going to need to purchase some new jerseys, a home and away. Home jerseys have got to be a solid white, and away jerseys are going to be our offsetting color, which is red. As we're going to need about 15, I would say, talking to students that are going to want to participate in the program. And we'll need 2 times that amount to get the program started. Each unit price is $55, which comes out to a total of $16.50 total. We'll also need some shorts to cover each person, $35 per piece, which is $525. You also have to have a goalie jersey, which is different than the regular uniform jerseys of each person that's on the soccer field, which each one of those jerseys is about $45. They also have to wear some pants, which are $50 a piece, coming out to $190 for 2 different goalie outfits. We can also purchase some socks, which for 17 individuals will be $10 a piece, or we can require individuals to purchase their own socks. Also, those home socks have got to be white, a solid white. Socks away would be red, a solid red that we have for our away uniforms. The soccer game ball is a Wilson Forte 2, which with those balls, they are very expensive. Each ball is $100 a piece, which would come out to $400. I'd like to purchase a few of those extra just in case a couple of them like to deflate or pop during game situations. Also, I would like to purchase soccer balls in a $24 or 24 package. To start off with one package. For one package, it'd be $150 to get that going with practice balls. A goal system, of course, is one of the most expensive things we have to purchase, just due to the safety of that, and it comes in a pair of 2 goals, like it shows right here, one set, $3,400. And the plot of land or field that I have listed here, we have that school property that we can use. So then it comes down to the land grading pricing upon approval of the program and how much it would cost to level everything out. Also, the individuals are supposed to have licensed shin guards approved by Missouri State High School Association For each one of those, it'd be $15 a piece, coming out to $255. Also, a coaching stipend for one head coach, I believe, should be $950. It's just like a softball coach or a cross country coach, due to the short season that they would have. Also, a coaching stipend, we'd also have an assistant coach with one of those for $500. Travel expenses would include 9 games. We'd play approximately 18 games throughout a regular season and 2 tournaments. So within those 9 games, 9 of them would be away, 9 of them would be home. I approximated $50 per event for that. So with 9 games, I approximated $450 for that 9-game regular season. And then for 2 tournaments, approximately 6 games or 6 matches involved with those 2 tournaments. So $50 per game came out to about $300 per event. So the total starting cost to start a soccer program would be $9,110. So this is a general layout of a soccer field preparation when we start to do groundbreaking on the field. The field can be anywhere in between 100 to 120 yards long, and it can be 55 to 80 yards wide. So I know we have the amount of land to make sure that we have the right facilities for this field. And then, like I said before, the goalpost and everything that are going to go in will fit inside that rectangular dimensions. Also, as you can see, dotted line is minimum boundary for spectators facing or any objects. So realistically, we'd have to go more out to make sure that our spectators and everybody that's going to be watching the event will be safe during a soccer event. So this would be, our minimum would be 100 yards and a maximum of 120 yards, and our minimum width would be 55 and our maximum would be 80 yards. So it kind of depends on how far and how wide we want to go with our field. And I will leave that up to you on what you decide, but this is my recommendation on what you'd like to do. And like I said before, we're required to have home uniforms. They've got to be in solid white. These are just 3 options provided by the National Federation of High School Sports. Also, Missouri State High School Athletics Association or Activity Association requires you to have all white uniforms for home. These are just a couple different options. We can decide on what we want them to look like or what brand we'd like to look at, and some pricing for later on. Like I said before, the pricing with some of those uniforms, I try to go with the max amount for each top, just so in case we find something that's a little bit cheaper, it will save us a little bit of money in the long run. So this is some options for our home team jerseys, as well as our matching away jerseys would look a little different, but they'd be in red and black. So keep that in mind as well as you keep my considerations in mind. Now, the last bit of information I'd like to kind of present to you as well is the required equipment, and this is provided by the National Federation of High School Sports as well. The shin guards that we need to purchase, as you can see on this slide, must meet the NOC SAE specifications, which means if we purchase anything, they have to be on the shin guard with their specifications and their certifications on the shin guard, not just on the packaging, as you can see by the document. If it's on the packaging, the officials will take out that individual shin guards and we will not be able to use them. So keep in mind as well that when we do purchase any equipment like this, it has got to be certified correctly. Otherwise, our student athletes will not be able to participate in any event that we have home or away. Again, Board of Education of Winston, thank you again for taking the time to listen to my considerations for adding the sport of soccer for boys or girls. I feel like that we have enough student athletes that would be willing to join the program, that we could have a productive program in a few years that would be very competitive. Please keep my considerations that I've presented to you in mind, and please let me know if there's anything else that I can provide for you in the future. Thank you again, and I hope that everything that I've talked about, mentioned to you, shared with you, has given you a little insight on adding the program to another Winston athletic program. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.